Hey everyone, welcome back to Million Madness. Sorry I'm not looking at the screen right now. I'm currently playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Yeah, how ancient am I? And so we'll be able to look at the camera. First off, welcome everyone back to Million Madness 2.0. I'm your host, this is Brian Dash. And I'm going to tell you the story of Dashie based on my beagle, who unfortunately passed away. I'm still dealing with that. It's hard. It's been hard, but I'm trying my best to stay happy. Failing, but trying. So I thought, you know what? I'll be doing a Dashie read of the Dashie stories. Book 1, probably one of my favorites, because it's the one that I poured my heart out to. So here we go. The daily struggles of my life. I know in small moments of joy that I really have. I love him has helped, but it's just another thing for me to get my hopes upon. I recoil a bit whenever I see the faces of the smiling ponies in the wonderful world on a fan site or on TV. It's hard for me to look at that perfect world, having it so close to my grasp in this awful, terrible life I live. It's so wonderful, so close, I reach out to touch it, just to be stopped by my computer screen. That's when this wonderful day happened. I was doing what I usually do, walking across the crumbling, decaying streets after work. It was the same crap. People came in, got their things, and left. I find myself doing that more and more. When I'm sad, I walk. When I'm happy, which I rarely am, I walk. And when I really don't feel like walking, I walk. So I guess you could say walking, in a sense, is my second life. If you can even call it that. I mean, every time there's something new and exciting will happen in this horrible, awful life, I'll find $1 on the ground. I'll meet an old friend, or I might be chased by a stray dog. But those moments are fleeting, and the moments of joy I have are outnumbered by the sad, depressing life. Especially the street. It used to be bustling, wonderful. The economy thrived. But I never saw that town, not in those days. But I have seen pictures, especially one my mother's painted. My mother painted pictures of rainbows over fields, painted pictures of the town, which was once beautiful. I never saw him this time, but she started to paint after everything started to crumble under her feet. Now that my parents are dead, all I can remember them by are the pictures they wrote, and drew, and paint. I tried painting myself, but it didn't go so far. Such a crappy drawing I did when I was 5. My parents liked it, but they're probably just trying to spare my feelings. So, when I'm sad, instead of expressing myself by painting like my parents did, I walk. It was on one of these walks that I saw something, a cardboard box on the side of the road. It's not uncommon for me to find trash and stuff amongst the littered streets, but rarely, very rarely, do I find a cardboard box or anything that isn't crushed or destroyed in one way or another. So, I decided to look inside. Imagine my shock when I looked outside and saw, I couldn't believe it. It was Dashie from the hit TV show The Screwballs, even though it was meant for kids. That was probably one of my favorite shows. I looked down and said, "Hi there. Where did you come from?" And when she looked up with me with those big eyes, I kid you not, my heart exploded. Twice. She didn't answer me at first, but I knew she wouldn't. She was probably 3, maybe 4 years old at the most, and not ready to talk yet. But this leads me to the problem. I can't just leave her here. What should I do? Should I take her home? Should I call someone? And who I'd even call? I honestly only have one choice here. So I said, come on, Dashie. Let's get you home. I took her home with me. I got her home and it was getting late. So I tried to decide what to do. I decided to make her a mattress. Or bed out of an old mattress my parents gave me. I finally got everything set up. It was not comfortable, to say the least. So I decided to do the one thing I could at the time. I took all my stuff and slept on the mattress. And I gave her my soft, warm bed. Tomorrow I'll have to go and get her a new bed, assuming I have her that long. But right now, my joy outnumbered all the fears and doubts I had. I haven't smiled like this in years, not ever since my parents died. I kissed Dashie on the forehead and said, "Good night, Dashie. Sweet dreams." It's been about maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, since Dashie started living with me. I don't know her actual birthday, so I made the day I found her, February the 10th, her birthday. But tonight is when she said it. "Good night, Daddy. I love you." She started calling me Daddy not too long after I brought her to live with me. Even though I constantly reminded her my name was Brian Dash, she would always forget or not care enough to learn it. I can't blame her. I mean, I understand why she called me Daddy. It's just something a cake tells their caretaker because they don't know any better. I'm not going to punish her for that. But like I said, I just got done tucking her into bed when she said those words. "Good night, Daddy. I love you." For a minute, I didn't know what to say or how to respond, but dang it, I'm gonna say it now because it's true. My heart exploded twice again. Not only did she call me Daddy, which she has done on occasions, but she even said, "I love you." I didn't know what to say or what to do, but I remember what my parents always did with me. So I leaned down, I kissed her on the forehead, and told her the same thing. "Good night, little Dashie. I love you too." I haven't moved for an hour now. My mind is so lost in thought. As I previously stated, not only did she call me Daddy, which she's done on occasions, but she said, "I love you." Now, I can see why she called me Daddy, saying as I'm the one who took care of her. Taking care of her, me accept her as like a daughter. But tonight, when she said those 3 little words, "I love you," I know for sure now that I am her father, and quite frankly, I consider her my daughter. I can't believe it. Dashie broke the hard shell I have formed ever since my parents died. And now, she's giving me something I thought I would never have. A daughter. Now, even though that now that I accept her as my daughter, this also leads to a worry I have. I have a feeling my time with her is coming to an end, slowly but surely. I don't know when or how it's going to happen, whether it's just a quick poof and she's gone or by some other means. Deep in my heart, I hope that never happens. But I know that one day it's going to happen. That's always when it happens, you know? Back when everything's perfect and you don't have to worry anymore. That's when bad things tend to happen, when you just expect them. For now, I'll cherish the time I have with her. But today has to be probably the best day of my life. I mean, I got a new job. Pays a lot more than my old one. I told Dashie news. She was excited. She even talked about getting a job. I reminded her, though, that she was my little secret, and she was too young to get a job. The look on her face was heartbreaking. I played off with a laugh and said, "It's okay, Dashie. You can get a job eventually, just not right now. After all, you are different than other girls." I laughed. Gosh, I'm awful. I just laughed at my daughter. For being different? What kind of father was I? I apologized profusely, and even though she said that she understood, I could tell that she was still hurt. So, I did the next best thing. I said, "Hey, Dashie, actually, now that I think about it, you can have a job. The yard needs to get mowing. It's getting out of control out there. I'll tell you what, I'll even pay you for it so you can buy your own things." She was absolutely ecstatic, as forgetting what I'd just done previously. I still beat myself up occasionally, thinking about what I did, laughing at her. But, luckily, she doesn't seem to remember that, and I'd be dang if I'm going to remind her about it. So, I modified a lawnmower for her to use, where it was safer for her to use, where she wouldn't lose any toes, and also enough where it would actually cut the grass. Those push mowers that I have that are extremely old don't do anything. So I decided to get one of those gas-powered ones that you push. Hurts the economy, but and the atmosphere, but hey, it's the best thing it's the best I could do. The days went by pretty good. Me and Dashie even tried to cook. We made a mess, but at least we tried. And it was fun. Until today, which has to be one of the worst days of my entire life. Even more so than when my parents died. I went out to get groceries, and when I left, Dashie was asleep in her bedroom. I went, got groceries, brought them back, and started to take them out of the bag and put them up. After I got the groceries put up, I took out my keys to lay them on the counter. But then I heard a noise come from the kitchen. And I heard a familiar noise. "Good job, Screwy, you did it." That was the Screwball episode, the TV show she's from. I didn't turn the TV on, but oh no. I walked into the living room. I don't know if she didn't know I was home or just didn't care. Her eyes were glued to the TV watching the show she was from. And I knew that episode. Oh, how I knew that darn episode. It was my favorite. Now, I can't stand to watch it without getting a little angry because of what happened next. I was shocked when I saw her watching the Screwballs, and in my shock, I dropped my keys. They landed on the floor with a clatter. Well, if she didn't know I was home before, she sure as heck knows I'm home now. She looked over at me with tears in her eyes and said, How long have you known about this?" I didn't answer. How could I? She repeated, "How long have you known about this?" I took a deep breath and sat down and said, "Dashie, oh, Dashie, we need to talk." I told her how she was from a TV show, how I found her on a box on the side of the road, how I didn't know how she was there or why, but that no matter what, I loved her. She was not satisfied with that answer and ran up to her room, and she slammed the door behind her. I decided it was best just for me to give her some time alone, let her cool off for a little bit. After a little bit, I walked upstairs and knocked on the door. Wanted to make sure she was okay. Dashie, you in there? No answer. Dashie, you there? No answer. Dashie, I'm coming in, okay? I walked in and opened the door. And was I ever shocked to find out what was inside? Nothing. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. But I didn't think she'd actually run away. The first thing that went through my mind was, way to go, dum-dum, you really screwed up this time. But the other thing that popped in my mind was, you have to find her. You have to bring her back. It's been about 2, maybe 3 days since Dashie left. I have never given up hope trying to find her. I'd call off work and go out late, and then not return until 1, maybe 2 days later, to no avail. I don't know if she'll ever come back. I can only hope that if she doesn't, she will at least stay away from all other humans, at least from this dimension. I'd hate to find out what having some disgusting pervert got their hands on her. So I did something I haven't done in a long time. Instead of looking for her, I decided to clear my mind by going for a walk. And then I went to an old tree that I usually sat on after high school, after my parents died, to figure out life and think about things. Even though it was pouring down rain, I didn't care. I deserved it. And I sat there, covering my hands over my eyes, and said, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I heard footsteps from behind me. It was Dashie. She said, I heard you. And I'm sorry too. I replied, Dashie, you have nothing to be sorry for. This is my fault. It's simple as that. She looked up with me, holding back tears of her own, saying, Dad, do you still love me? I said, of course, Dashie, I've always loved you. I still love you. Not even a small fight such as ours could or will ever change that. Finally, she couldn't hold back her tears anymore. They began to flow. She looked me in the eyes and said, I love you, Daddy. And I replied with, and I love you too, my little Dashie. We sat there, holding the embrace. Then she looked up at me and said, Dad, can we go home now? I need a shower bad. I laughed and said, of course, Dashie. Let's go home. On the way back home, she calmed down. She's a smart girl, and she knows that she's real, not some stupid made-up character from a kid's TV show. But today has to be the worst day of my life. Worse than all my bad days combined. There's a point in a parent's life where he has to say goodbye to his or her child. And today, it was the same for me. I want to apologize to Dashie. It was her 20th birthday, and I decided I'll take her to an air show to see the Blue Angels. I figure since she likes speed and flying, she might like to see an actual flight show. I got my keys and said, "Alright, Dashie, are you ready?" "Yeah, Dad, I'm ready." She was wearing a Blue Angels flight shirt. I got her that a few days early so she could wear it to the air show. But that's when I heard a knock on the door. I heard a... That's odd. No one ever knocks at the door. But we did have a sure way of handling this should this time occur. I said, "Hey, Dashie, go to your room. I'll take care of this." She ran up to her room and shut the door, quietly. I opened the door, and imagine my surprise when I saw all the characters from the Screwballs. I saw Screwy, Dinky, Derpy, Miss Diamond, Applesauce, and Princess Kitsune Kitsune, the Nine-Tailed Fox Princess. I opened the door and let them in. "I'm surprised," Princess Kitsune Kitsune said. I said, "Why? I know who you all are." "Ah, so you know why we're here?" she asked. "Well, I know you're all stupid made-up characters from a children's TV series. Then, yeah. But why you're here, I have no idea." "Oh, but I think you do," Princess Kitsune Kitsune said. Ah, dang it. She was right. I did know, and even worse, she was straight to the point about it. None of this nonsense with her. That's when Screwball spoke up. "Excuse me, sir, but we heard that Dashie was here. Is she? Where is she at this moment?" Dashie? Yeah, she's upstairs. In her room." "Her room?" Miss Diamond said. "Yeah, my daughter's in her room. I didn't know who was knocking, and I didn't want her to be seen." Miss Diamond began to laugh. "Ha! Your daughter? My, you're that friendly with her already?" I want to punch that girl so hard right then. The way she responded. Friendly? That's not even the beginning of it. I think I should be asking you Screwballs to explain to me what the heck you did. "Of course," Kitsune Kitsune said. "My student, for the love of God, I know who she is. Cut to the chase." Of course. My daughter, Dinky, and my student opened up a whirlwind. There was an incident, and Dashie did her best, using her speed, to run around it multiple times to disperse it, which it worked, but at the same time, she was eventually sucked from the tornado. And, let me guess, it said, taken to another dimension. Exactly. How long has she been gone for? Not that long. Probably 2 weeks. Well, and I heard something. "Dad? Daddy, is everything okay?" My mouth fell open. They heard the noise, and then they looked at me. Applesauce was the first to ask. "Pardon me, Q, but did Dash just call you Dad?" "Care to explain?" Princess Kitsune Kitsune said. "You say she's been gone for 2 weeks?" "Yes." "It's been a lot longer here. She's been with me for 15 years. 15 years? By my estimate, she's probably, 4, maybe 5 years old by the time I found her. Do you mean to tell me you've been raising Dashie for 15 years? Yes. I think I know why she called you Dad. Daddy? Is everything okay? Yeah, Dashie, everything's fine. We need to talk. I brought her downstairs and explained to her. Dinky was so excited she ran up and said, Dashie! And tried to wrap her friend in a hug. Dashie replied with a, Hey! Stay away from me! You don't remember me, do you? Derpy said. And Dinky began to cry, being pushed away by her best friend. Dashie said, No, or any of you! I walked over to her and said, Dashie, they're your friends, and it's time that you go home with them. Her eyes opened wide and said, But why? What's going to happen to me now? Princess Kitsune Kitsune said, Isn't it obvious? She turned to Derpy and said, Derpy, do you remember that spell I taught you? That mind-wiping spell? Yes. I knew at that moment what she's planning on doing. She's going to erase my Dashie's memories. Or start from anew. I couldn't just let that happen. I couldn't let her suffer, so I had to let that happen. I wanted to let her know one thing for sure before that all disappeared. I guess it wouldn't matter because she wouldn't remember, but I needed to get this on my chest. I said, No, please wait. Just give me one more moment with her, please. That's all I ask since this is the last time we'll see each other. As you wish. I walked up to Dashie and said, Dashie, my little Dashie, I love you with all my heart. You have done wonders to open me up from the man I once was. These 15 years we had together, talking, playing, all those have been so special to me. I couldn't ever possibly thank you for it all. I just want you to know that I will forever love you. If there is ever a problem and you need me, don't hesitate to find a way to get me, okay? Do I have to go, Daddy? It's your actual home, Dashie. You don't belong here. But I belong here with you. You have no friends or anyone else to relate to apart from me. I only take care of you until this time would come, but I never thought it'd ever be this painful. I love you, Daddy. And I love you too, my little Dashie. She took a deep breath and ran upstairs, promising she'll be back, but she had to get something. Princess Kitsune Kitsune said, I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to bring anything back with you. She said, It's not for you. It's for Dad. She ran upstairs and came back with the same cardboard box I found her in. It looked like it had all of her prized possessions in it. It's silly, but I hope she had a picture of us in there. The portal opened. But before they left, they all thanked me. Miss Diamond said, Thank you, sir, for taking care of Dashie. Thank you very much, your cube, Applesauce said. Yes, thank you, said Dinky. Thank you, Derpy said. Thanks very much, Screwball said. Princess Kitsune Kitsune rested her crown against my forehead and looked me in the eyes and said, "Thank you for what you've done. I'll allow you to keep your memories." And she left. Then I went through the portal and disappeared. All the pictures on the walls, all of her stuff, the office that I tore down to turn into a bedroom just looked like a normal dusty old office again, with a small desk, a computer, and some knick-and-knacks every here and there, as if Dashie was never there. I sat down and looked at the box. Everything in the box stayed the same. I opened the box. I found tickets to the Blue Angels, which I had no more interest in going, and everything. There's a note and a picture album. I decided to look in the picture album first. It had pictures of her first bath, our first day together, her box fort, our day in the rain, everything. All the wonderful pictures I took. Everything. All my sweet memories in this one album. That's why I saw a note. I picked it up and decided to read it. Dear Daddy, thank you for raising me. You have done a wonderful job raising me, although I was a bit short with you times and stubborn in others. I just want you to know that you did a darn good job raising me. You helped raise me into the woman I am today. Your little daughter always. Your Dashie forever. Dashie. I smiled, and I read it again. But then I noticed something. There was an error on the page, and I decided to turn it over. Something was written on the back of the note, and it said, "But now, I need you more than ever." What? That wasn't the first time I read it. I read over that part again, making sure I didn't misread something. And I started to read the rest. The portal has been opened. It will close in 2 weeks in your time, which is about 3, maybe 4 days in our time. I'm not saying you have to come with me, even though I really wish you would. But now it's you have to choose. I don't blame you if you choose to stay there. But since your world's not meant to house me, maybe my world could house you and you could stay here with me. You can either A, come to my world and spend your rest of your life with me, or you can stay in your world. I don't blame you for whatever choice you may choose, but please know, when the portal closes, there will be no one going back. Once the portal closes, it will close forever, either in front of you or behind you. It's your choice. But please know, no matter what you choose, Dashie, Daddy, no matter what you choose, Daddy, I'll always love you. Your daughter, Dashie. I thought, that's a trick question. And without taking anything with me, I jumped through the portal. I saw Dashie laying by the river. I don't know how she remembered me, but I don't care. I walked over and said, "Hey Dashie, how's it going?" She said, "Daddy, you came!" And she ran up and hugged me. I said, "That's right, Dashie. We're together forever now." and no one will ever change that. She said, "I'm so happy you're here, Dad." I said, "I'm happy to be here too." Then she asked, "How was your day?" I laughed and said, "You know, the usual. Same stuff, different day." She said, "Really?" I said, "Except for jumping through the portal." We all began to laugh and we hugged. Princess Kitsune Kitsune was not happy to see me. She even tried to send me back multiple times, failing. She decided that me being here was a necessary sacrifice and said, "If it keeps Dashie happy, then I guess you can stay." Wow, I felt so honored by her. "I guess you can stay, even though I can't do anything about it because I can't send you back." Yeah, let me stay. But that didn't matter. What mattered most of that moment was I was with Dashie. And that's all that matters. And that's all that will ever matter. And that's the end of the abridged, well, not abridged, revised version of book 1. And as you can see, it made me tear up. Here, you can probably see moisture on my face there. Those tears have been flowing ever since the part where Dashie Brian said, "I hurt you, I'm sorry too." That I actually wrote that part down first in the book because I wanted that and I didn't know how I was going to add that at the point in time. So I decided, you know what, I'll add that. I'm going to do one more. This one takes place, I think, in book 3, but it's still pretty good. I'm about to trip again. No! Stay in my eyes, tears. So, this is called Making Peace with the Princess. I usually told this one to Penny, my beagle, the inspiration for Dashie, before she went to bed. She loved this story. She would always fall asleep during it. And she'd always lick my hand when I sit down and tell her this story. It still makes me want to cry right now, but because Penny was my beagle, but I saw her as a daughter, and I still do. In fact, I remember I couldn't bring myself to bury her, so I cremated her. She's in a box with her birth and death date on it. She's always living here. I see her in my dreams, so maybe she's still haunting me in a good way. I don't know. If she gets haunting me, I would like her to haunt me in the waking and sleeping world. That'd be the last day I sleep in, I'll tell you that much right now. She would be more than welcome to haunt me here. As long as she doesn't look like a spider or anything. If she looks like a spider, please change your form. Because I don't like spiders. One thing worse than a real spider is a ghost spider. Because you can't squash those. Unless they can't bite you and it looks cute. Then, in which case, I'll be fine with. But if it's like a normal spider, no. She can still stay, just not near me. I'm just going to say that now. But that's beyond the point. Let's continue with Peace with the Princess. Me and Dashie and all of her friends were playing together. Playing another game on another day. Which is how I spend most of my days. My cottage was finally complete. I didn't live too far from Derpy's place, and honestly, I got frequent visits from Dashie and all of her friends. I even had a spare room set up so Dashie could spend the night when she wanted. Anything for my daughter. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. That's when I saw a chariot being pulled by and saw Princess Kitsune Kitsune, although I like to call her the Queen, which is an insult in their land. She said, "I came to invite you all to my gala." I said, "Hey Princess, nice to meet you. Thanks for inviting all of us." She put on a fake smile and said, Ah, Brian, nice to see you again. Mission accomplished. I have officially pissed her off. Then she left in a huff. Serves her right for trying to take me away from my daughter, not to mention send me back, or trying to, failing multiple times. We ended up going to the gala. We decided to go and make a group of friends instead of wander off to mingle. We thought it'd be better if we just had a group of friends. The Flying Masons came by, the flight team, and they started talking to Dashie and gave her a uniform, saying, "Hey, newbie, we all been talking. It'll be nice to have you a part of our team." Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I began to laugh. Dashie, seeing her so happy, was the best thing I could ever wish for. As Dashie was excited, about to explode from excitement, I think, I walked out to the balcony to let them enjoy their time together with their friends. As I did, well, that's when I was bumped into by, you guessed it, Princess Ketsu the Kitsune. I glared at her. She glared at me and looked away. "Hey," I said, "what's your problem? You bumped into me and you don't even say you're sorry? If you got a problem with me, just say it. Don't beat around the bush." She said, "Nothing." And she looked away. Oh, great. She was so upset, and honestly, I was enjoying it, but what kind of man does that make me? I'm supposed to set an example for my daughter. What kind of father would I be? What kind of example would I be setting for my daughter if I just sat there while enjoying someone's misery? Hey, got a problem? Is there anything I can do? She said, "And why would you care? You never cared about me. Why would you now? Just tell me what's wrong. It's not like I'm going to think less of you." "Well, you and your daughter have each other. I have no one. I have my sister, but things haven't been the same since she came back. And my student, although she loves me and, in a way, is one step away from idol worship, well, there's not much I can teach her. So, what will happen? Will she leave me too? Once I outlived my purpose? Once I outlived my use?" I said, "Well, I can't speak for the others, but if you ever need someone to talk to you, well, I guess you can talk to me." She looked at me for a second, as if skeptical. Then her face and expression softened, and she gave me a hug. "I would like that very much." Can't believe it. I think I actually did it. I think I just made peace with Princess Kitsune Kitsune. And that's where we're going to leave this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. This video will be posted as soon as it becomes 7, or at least I'll try. I know there's people from Walmart that watch me, and this is a video I want to post. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time, next video. Thank you, and goodbye. And if any authors are out there, or not authors, publishers out there, if you hit me up, I will write Dashie book 1, 2, 3, 4. And by write, I mean send the manuscripts. And the Dashie book series of short stories, kind of like the Curious George had like 100 stories in one book. I'll even write those out and push them in a book together and send them as well. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.